Welcome, everybody. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. Streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. And, of course, you can also go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options and social media links and contact info and show archives, et cetera, et cetera. And hello to our friends at Raw Talk Online and Tomorrow Radio. Today is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. And at the news desk, there he is, Easy G, Eric Gagnon. How are you?
Yeah, September is always a good month in my book because even though I was, as you would say, a prize pig for looking for tickets for Rhonda.
Yes.
8 years ago is when I got some free tickets from in town. So shout out to Sarah Broderick if she's listening.
Yes.
And I said, wow, what's that all about? And she said, well, it's a bunch of, you go to a bunch of restaurants, they give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it's also some music. I said, wow, that's interesting. And that's happened when I went 8 years ago. I met Amanda McCarthy.
Oh, wow. Yes.
I was just thinking of that a few minutes ago. I said, well, I should announce that on the radio. I know she's probably not listening, but.
And today you are responsible for all of her success.
She does pretty well, yeah.
Yeah. You really.
But she works hard for it, though.
You're her Svengali.
She used to go get her.
Yes. As are you.
I try.
Yes. I see you going to get things. Which reminds me, by the way, that shirt does not fit me either, Easy G, the WWE shirt.
Yeah, that's what happens when you order something at 3 a.m. So
yes,
maybe you could find somebody that might be able to pass it on to somebody.
Order women's clothing. Maybe it'll fit Christian. He's quite thin.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. Like I said, if you can, you can always pass it on to somebody that could use a new, or obviously a wrestling fan.
Yes, well, of course. Yeah. Obviously, yes.
I think back and it was kind of foolish because I wasn't really paying attention to what the heck I was ordering. I didn't really need that jewelry either, so it doesn't really fit. So.
Oh, you ordered some jewelry?
A Finn Balor thing.
Oh, right. You were wearing that the last time I saw you.
Fun of me on the morning show, and they said, Eric doesn't really fit, so I just used like an ornament at home. Which was a total waste of money. So.
But didn't you wear a lot of jewelry, gold chains and stuff back during your hip hop career?
Yeah, not really.
You know, like I could swear on the cover, back when you were using the Easy G moniker in the hip hop game, I thought you had that seminal double album there, Hard to Be Easy, Easy to Be Hard.
I don't know what I was thinking of wearing jewelry. I'm not a big jewelry guy.
I thought on the cover of that, weren't you wearing a big gold chain, or maybe you were wearing a clock?
Well, maybe years ago I was, but not new.
Right.
The new person here doesn't wear jewelry.
Right. You've evolved from that, from your hip hop persona, clearly.
Kind of an egg on your face moment.
Right.
Waste about $20.
Right. Yeah. So you feel you have egg on your face from placing that order.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm
usually not a big order person on the phone, but.
Yeah. Oh, you actually called on the phone? You didn't
No. It was ordering online. I was usually not a big person order online.
Have you ever ordered anything from an infomercial?
No, but no.
You never order George Foreman grill or anything like that?
No, I was thinking about that pillow, but.
Oh, you were thinking about getting a MyPillow?
Yeah, is that guy still around? Is he in jail? Or?
He's still around. He just sold his private jet, I believe.
No way.
So he can fund his legal defense.
He's in a little bit of trouble, right?
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, I think.
I don't see his commercial anymore. I get rid of cable, so I don't think I'm missing much.
Look, I respect him in one sense. He came back from being a drug addict to build an enormously successful company. On the other hand, I do think the drugs did permanent damage to his brain.
Yeah. Possibility, I guess.
And that'll happen. But as Whitney Houston said, crack is whack.
Yeah, well, I know he's a big Trumpster fan, but
yes.
I don't think that. Well, I guess that kind of can get you mentally unstable.
I think it can, yes.
I know he is.
You wind up in a cult. We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, this is Mary.
Hi.
Just wanted to say congratulations to Easy.
Oh.
I'm glad you're getting good sleep.
Yeah.
Get the Giza sheets.
I'm gonna have a couple.
You don't need a MyPillow. You're fine.
I'm gonna have a couple tips on how to get better sleep. So if you're listening.
No, I think you're doing really well.
What did you just?
I'm really proud of you. And just
Mary.
stop, get the thoughts out of your head, and just go to bed because sleep is the most important time.
Oh, I know it is.
To you.
What did you just suggest, Mary? You said get the geezer sheets.
The Giza sheets. I think the what's his name? The MyPillow guy.
Pillow guy. He's selling sheets now. Yeah.
Sheets.
Oh yeah.
I heard that.
And slippers. And I know that because I saw an ad with Rudy Giuliani where he's talking about all the things that you can get from MyPillow, and he goes, you can even get slippers.
No way.
That's kind of how he says it. I'm gonna have to clean this off afterward, but yeah, it's like you can see the spit flying from Giuliani's mouth when he says the word slippers.
I wonder what he's doing these days. I haven't heard his name in the news lately.
I think he's he's doing cameo videos and to make money and trying to get Trump to pay him.
Oh boy, I don't think they're friends anymore. Trump threw him under the bus.
I don't think so, but Easy G.
No.
Easy
You
G.
know what? Sleep with egg on your face. It's good for the skin.
Oh, there you go. Have you tried that, Easy G? Some egg on your face when you go to sleep.
I do that plenty enough.
Like an egg peel or something?
Oh,
what would they
boy.
call that? I've never done that kind of thing.
I don't know. It's one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
But honestly, Easy, I'm saying like that's the best advice you can have. Like when you sleep at night and you worry about things or you think about it, don't do anything about it at that moment.
Yeah.
So sleep is the most important time for you to pay attention, like to take care of yourself.
Right. Well, Jenny gave me good advice.
Just let it go.
A couple weeks ago, she says, don't listen to the radio anymore, especially that guy Clyde Lewis talking about the food buckets.
Yeah,
The
you'll be.
conspiracies. I haven't listened to it for a couple weeks, and it's funny. Wow, I'm sleeping a lot better.
Well, there you go. There you go.
No more Clyde Lewis.
Exactly. Good.
Let that be a lesson to people. Don't
You know, the
listen to him at
nighttime
night.
is for you. It's for you to take care
Oh,
of
I know.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And just don't worry about anything because you can't solve any problems or worries
I shut the radio off.
between
Yeah,
whatever 11 and 6.
I shut
so
cable off 5 weeks
don't
ago.
worry about
so
it. Just
No more
that
cable.
just recharges your batteries, and that's your time.
Right.
So this is your time.
I agree.
I think Peter plays that song.
He probably does.
But yeah, you're doing great. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you.
And you do have an account down at Bunny's
Yeah, I heard
that
about
has
that. Yeah.
money on it.
I'm trying to eat better, so I might stay away from that for a while.
Mary, I don't know if you heard me talking about this one day, but I was at Bunny's and somebody, because I thought it was all a gag. And then I was at Bunny's, and Chris at Bunny's said to me, "So is this for real? Like Eric Gagnon has like a running, like somebody opened a tab here for him or something?" I
I
was
got like
oh.
$18 left in it, I guess.
Yeah. I said, "Oh wow."
$18. You know what? I know. I think Joe Friday put money on there, and then
He
I
did.
just added another $5.
Oh,
Oh,
So
wow.
today when I went down there for lunch, so you are set. You're
Wow,
set
thank you very
for
much.
a
Wow.
couple a week or two. We'll keep tabs on it. So
that's
Wow,
pretty.
very nice. Thank you. Wow.
That's very nice. Very nice.
yeah, just go in there, get your bag of chips, get something. Go high end.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the chips.
I've already got a bag of chips today, though.
Get
so.
something.
We don't want him to have to pawn that Finn Balor necklace that he got.
Yeah. Boy, what a waste of money that was.
I
And the t-shirt.
definitely want to see him with the clock. Who was that? The rapper.
I don't know. Only how rap I used to like back in the day was MC Hammer.
Oh, you want to see him with the clock? That was Flavor Flav
Oh, God.
from Public Enemy.
Flavor Flav.
Was
Thank you
not a
so
fan.
much. That was a great reality show.
Oh,
We need
yeah.
an Easy G reality show.
I think
But
that would be
Easy
phenomenal.
needs to sleep at night. Easy. You need to sleep at night.
Oh,
Take
I have
care of
been.
yourself. And just that's your time. Like to just
I agree.
recharge and just take
Shut
care
everything
of you.
off.
Don't worry about bills. Don't worry about apartments. Don't worry about transportation. Don't worry
Yep.
about doctors.
Yep.
Just get a good night's sleep.
I agree.
Because you've been like on a roll. You've been really good.
Yeah, I'm trying.
No,
Take
you're
it day-
doing great.
take it day
You're
by
doing
day is all you
awesome.
can do.
So I'll let you guys get back to your show.
Oh, thank
Sorry
you.
about that. Yeah. So have a great time. Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime.
guys.
Anytime. Love you. Thank you, Mary. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.
All right, that was our friend Mary from Manchester. You know, if I may quote my personal hero, Paul Stanley of KISS, as he says in Animalized, Live and Uncensored, the nighttime is the right time, EZG.
I thought I heard the other day that
So think about that.
two of the players, two of the guys on KISS have COVID.
Yeah, Paul Stanley, I think he is recovered fully, but he said even though fully vaccinated, you know, of course they're fully vaccinated, and
Right.
so is their crew. But even though fully vaccinated, he said he had a little bit of a rough time with it, but he is almost 70.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gene Simmons also testing positive, and he's, I think, 71, 72 now.
A lot of years of hard living for those guys.
Well, yes and no. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are not partiers.
Really?
In fact, they're notorious non-partiers.
I didn't know that.
Gene Simmons, to this day, claims he has never had a drink of alcohol in his life.
Well, good for him.
Yep,
Wow.
and neither of them have ever done
Well, I
drugs.
figured you would know because you're the biggest Kiss fan I know.
So they're actually very clean livers,
Besides, a friend of mine loves
and they
Kiss, too.
probably have very clean livers. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matt. Hi, Eric. This is Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, I don't know if you're an Adam Sandler fan, but
Oh, I like him,
he's
yeah.
made some cassette tapes, comedies, and that stuff. And one of the ones that he talks about a cult, and it's funny as can be. And he says the nighttime is the right time. So I don't know if you've ever heard that one.
Yes.
No, I like the movie he made with Drew Barrymore when he comes on the airplane and sings a love
Well,
song to her.
The one that is in a cult, he's trying to get his friend to join, and his friend didn't want to. Eventually he did. And then they fast forward it, and he says, I'm sorry about your dad. I didn't know we were going to have to kill him. And his friend says, no, that's okay. And that's when they start saying, the nighttime is the right time.
Oh, well, very good.
If you hear it, it's funny. For me to repeat it, it's not the same.
I think actually,
Right.
Hey, where's Bunny's? Is Bunny's on Elm Street, or where's Bunny's? Because I know I've driven by it before.
Yeah, it's right on Elm Street.
yeah,
Where
it's about
CBS used to be.
yes, about a block up. Yep, and we love bunnies.
And
they're very
and
supportive.
they really have a rolling thing for Eric.
yes.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, then I'm going to have to make a special trip the next time I'm in that area. I'm going to swing by, and if it's still there, Eric, I'll throw a 5-spot on it for you from me.
Wow, very nice. Wow.
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
What the heck? Why not, right?
Yeah, wow.
No, we love bunnies. They're very supportive. They play WMNH at the in the store, and occasionally I'll go in there after the show. Like on Fridays, I usually run down there to get my caffeine ingestion after this show. But before I have to go on Retro Spectrum Radio, and Chris will have a comment or something about whatever happened on the show that day. And so I know they're listening. So shout outs to bunnies,
Cool.
and we love Chris and Tammy, I think is her name.
Yep, Tammy.
And, yep.
Well, that's cool. I'll have to go in and then mention the station and that I heard about them through you guys. So
Yes.
I think I've heard about it before, but still, since you guys are back and forth promoting each other, I think that's pretty cool.
I'm thinking about going in there one day and saying, "My name is Eric Gagnon. Can I get some stuff?"
Yeah, can I? I'd like to make a withdrawal on my account. My name is Eric Gagnon.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think they know who you are and who I am. So
Probably.
won't work. Yeah.
Well,
Hey, are there any more coffee beans kicking around, or they all just disappeared?
those disappeared quickly. Yeah.
Did you? Okay, that's cool. Because I brought a few more in the other day. I didn't know if there was any more kicking around. I was going to say, help yourself.
They may have been hidden from me. I am a caffeine addict. It is my drug of choice. I'm not much of a drinker. I don't smoke. I don't do any drugs. But I exist on caffeine. Without it, I would wither and die.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wither and
That's-
die. We can't have that.
No.
All right, guys. Have a good one, and then that ought to do it. I'll be just listening.
All right, Ron. Thank you
All
so
right,
much
Ron.
for the call. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my God.
What's so funny?
It was funny
Easy?
because he spoke to the Peter White Morning Show earlier, and he didn't hang up the phone, and they did a little commercial. Peter's like, "Hello, Ron." Oh my God.
Oh, Ron is a frequent caller, but I enjoy
Oh
that.
my God. It's funny though. He didn't hang up his phone. Then he said something after. He said, then Kyle was saying, "Wow, only 1 minute between phone calls." Oh my God.
No, but we enjoy Ron's calls. He's a big supporter of this show and of the morning show and all the shows. He listens to Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C on Friday nights. By the way, before we go any further, I do have a couple of programming notes, one for today and one for tomorrow. So for today, it is the first Thursday of the month, which means after this show, I will be doing my monthly appearance on the Dr. Kevin Show. You can find that on the Ohm Times Radio Network. That's Ohm as in Ohm, O-M. It's omtimes.com/IOM, or just go to ohmtimes.com and you'll see the radio link. So the first Thursday of every month after I get off the air here, I call into Dr. Kevin's show and we spend the hour talking about politics. So if you get to the end of this show today and you go, "Oh my God, I need even more Matt Connarton," there will be another hour available to you.
Wow.
When Dr. Kevin and I catch up on politics from 6 to 7. And the other programming note that I wanted to mention is Retro Spectrum Radio returns in its regular format tomorrow night. The subject this week is night music. Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C, of course, every Friday night from 7:30 to 10 p.m. right here from the studios of WMNH. And I have the honor and privilege of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show, along with our friend Dan Ramblett and DJ Steve, and we have a great time. So that will be tomorrow night. Paul did do the show last Friday, but he was by himself. It was a special tribute to his father who has passed away. So condolences, of course, out to Paul and his family. But
yeah, definitely.
But the show returns in its normal format.
Yeah, I got a funny
tomorrow
story,
evening.
Matt, when I was listening to the radio all night long.
Is this a story or more
Yeah.
of an anecdote? Because sometimes you're like, oh, I got a story for you, and then it turns out to be more of an anecdote.
Related to the Retro Spectrum Radio.
Uh-huh.
And like I said before, I was listening to the radio all night long, which isn't a good idea anymore.
Right.
The show happened to be on Retro Spectrum Radio, Paulie C show, and next thing you know, it was like 11 o'clock at it. I had completely missed most of the show, and I fall asleep. Because like I always say, Paulie C has a soothing voice.
Yeah, whose voice do you think is more soothing, Easy
It's
G?
Paul, because he's the one you hear most of.
Well,
Because he's the host.
but you actually find his voice more soothing? Because I would remind you, I am a certified hypnotherapist. In fact,
True.
it's a
Maybe you're the one
it's a
that's puts me to sleep.
big part of how I make my living. You know, for all you know, Easy G, you could be asleep right now, and this could all be a dream. And as you feel more and more deeply relaxed.
Yeah, 'cause I was listening to that website. This is before I try to consume less time on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
The smooth jazz, and it's like 24 hours a day.
What? 24
Well,
hours a day of
There's
smooth
certain
jazz?
websites. There's certain website you can listen to music all day long.
Oh, you can listen to smooth
But
jazz.
I'm trying
all
not
day
to
long?
be on my phone all day long, so those websites are
I know
no
how much
longer
you
available.
I know how much you enjoy the smooth jazz. You were here that day when we did the
I know
the Matt Connarton smooth jazz experience.
Boy, was I fooled. It was April Fool's Day. I didn't think it was. I think it was. Yeah, it was April Fool's Day many years ago.
A number of people believed it and actually believed
I
that
fell
that
for it.
was the new format.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a bad format. But
Really? You don't think so?
I thought it wouldn't be a bad idea to do once in a while. But
You like the smooth jazz.
yeah,
You think it's
what I do now is I don't listen to a lot of.
would you say it's groovy?
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of WGA anymore and all those crazy talk shows. And
Yeah.
I have 95.3 on the music because they don't update the news every hour.
I can dig that. Listen to that bass.
Oh boy.
Smooth sounds of the smooth jazz.
I like jazz at this moment.
After this, maybe we'll hear some Kenny G. What do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe some Dave Brubeck?
Yeah, Kenny G, he's been around the block a couple times.
Yes, he has.
Oh, why Bionic always
Listen to those drums. The smooth jazz is
Yeah.
making you sleepy there, Easy G.
I think it is. Maybe it makes your voice.
Yeah, maybe. I am a certified hypnotherapist.
Yes, you are.
You might find yourself enjoying the smooth jazz more and more with each passing moment, with every breath that
I
you
wonder
take.
if that's Ron again.
Ron, he loves the smooth jazz. He's probably calling to talk about the smooth jazz.
Oh boy.
Hi, welcome to an impromptu edition of Matt Connarton's Smooth Jazz Experience.
Hey, real fast.
Ah.
Did you ever see the movie? Did you ever see the movie Vanishing Point?
No. Is it
no.
groovy?
It is groovy, but the reason I was saying is there's a guy that's going across country. He's delivering a car, and he's all high on speed and stuff. It's a good movie. And there's a DJ in a booth a radio booth down south, and he's got glasses like you, and he's talking the smooth jazz thing, and he's giving the guy that's doing the drug or the car run heads up that the police are out there. So if you've seen the movie, you know what I was talking about. But you reminded me of the DJ, and that's the reason I was calling.
That is groovy.
Except for he was a black guy, but still, he talked the smooth jazz, and he had the black glasses.
Oh, really? Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
And that's it.
All right, Ron. Thank you. Thank you as
Yep.
always. Bye-bye.
Good movie if you ever get a chance to see it. I promise. Good movie, though. Vanishing
All right.
Point.
Vanishing Point. I've definitely heard of it. Yes.
I've never heard of it, no.
Oh.
Yeah. Wicked good.
All right, Ron. Thank you for the call.
See you later, guys.
All right, bye-bye. There you go. I enjoy Ron's calls. They're groovy.
Yeah.
Let's see. 603-250-6007 is the number if you would like to join us. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. I'm not sure why I said it that way. Text us. You can tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you are welcome to interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. I see Johnny Dingleberry in there, one of my favorite commenters. Oh, yes, Johnny Dingleberry is in the chat room. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. I also want to remind you, of course, we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan right across the street at 1000 Elm Street. They have delicious gourmet pretzels. They have craft beer. They have wine. Today is Thursday, which means, what does that mean, Easy G? You know.
Oh, God, I can't believe I'm yawning so much. Oh, the trivia night.
Trivia night,
With
yes.
Bill Cini.
Bill Cini, very good. Yes, Trivia night hosted by the great Bill Cini every Thursday night at the Hop Knot. Friday nights, our friend Grant Lampton performs live from 7 to 9 p.m. He's doing a residency there. And let's see, they've got another Gender Blender event this weekend as well. They do a lot. They're very, interconnected with the community here, and they do a lot of great stuff. Such a wonderful family that owns and operates it. The Hop Knot on Elm, right across the street.
I got another story.
Is this an anecdote or a story?
The Hobnot.
No.
I think I did a little too much last Friday because I just got out of rehab on Thursday afternoon.
You just got out of rehab?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a problem. What, you've been, is
Yeah.
it the white stuff or
No,
what's going
it's
on
mental
there?
health problems.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought
So-
you were referring to your hip hop
I was
career.
on the Rob Azevedo Coolest Cat in Town, and they,
Yeah, he's pretty groovy.
he did most of the talk, which is fine. It's his show, and he had an interview, and I give a little bits and pieces.
Uh-huh.
So then
Bits and pieces?
I went over to see Grant Lampton, but all of a sudden, like, when I was over there, I got really tired.
Yeah.
So I drank my pineapple juice. Well, it's always a good idea to drink something or eat something at a restaurant. You all know what happened to me many years ago.
Yeah, you get the boot if you don't order
Right.
something.
I expect Peter will probably bring that up on his show one of these days if he's listening.
Yes.
Anyway, so I decided to get out of there.
Gate.
I was like falling asleep. Nothing against Grant Lampton. He was really good.
Uh-huh.
Never seen him live before. I mean, over there, he played on the Greatest State of Mind here on Friday, one song before he had to go over there and get ready.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so I'm leaving and I hear this great music. I said, "Oh wow, it's not Joseph Friday, like the guy that calls." It's on the chat there.
Uh-huh.
It was Johnny Friday.
Johnny Friday.
And I hadn't seen him since back in the day when Amanda McCarthy said, "Hey, come on stage." That's what she always does.
No, they are twin
Over
brothers.
the
from what I,
603.
recall.
This was the other place, but it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
603 Bar and Grill. It was another name back years ago.
Uh-huh.
And this guy came up and he introduced my friend here, Johnny Friday. Oh my God, he was so good back then. I mean, you could sing. He sings all over the nation. He's all over the place here. But he had nice.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't seen him for years. He had a nice professional sign, a hashtag, and all that stuff. And he had a tip jar, and he was singing his like he always does. He was a great voice. So I decided to give him a couple dollars in the tip jar, and then I went on my merry way. And as soon as I got home, I went right to bed.
Uh-huh.
I was beat.
Now, as the entertainment reporter, do you know where Johnny Thursday is playing?
I don't, but it's only the second time I ever hear him play. But
Johnny Thursday?
Johnny Friday, he is so good.
I was going to say Johnny Thursday is tonight.
But I was very impressed by his setup. I don't know if he called Amanda McCarthy, because Amanda used to have a big sign with her name on it and a hashtag and information about our websites, and it was very professional.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't something you just write up in your backyard.
Now, did you?
It was really big too. It was like 7 feet high.
7 feet high. That's
it was 7 feet, but it was a pretty big sign.
a big sign. Yeah, maybe about 6.5.
Yeah, maybe
6.5 feet, maybe
maybe
6 1/4.
I don't know. It was tall sign.
6
I'm
3/4.
exaggerating, probably 3 feet. But.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is quite an exaggeration, EZG. That's more than double.
But if he's listening, shout out to Johnny Friday. Wow, this guy is good.
Mm-hmm.
Next time he's at the 603 Bar and Grill, I'll definitely have to go by and check it out for more than one song.
Now, have you offered to become his promoter like you did for Amanda McCarthy and Katie Dobbins?
No, I did reach out to him ask him next time he's playing there, but
you're such a Svengali.
he hasn't reached out to me yet, so I just have to figure out what time he's there.
Right.
I really haven't had a lot of back and forth with him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I understand. By the way, now there's, as one might expect, Eric, there is some confusion in the chat room about, because people see you here, they hear you here, they assume you're going to be doing an entertainment report. But my understanding is you did not want to do one today?
No, I just wanted to go, give some information, but just kind of have a easy kind of day.
Just
And
an
do it.
easy day.
Start up it again on Tuesday with a mini entertainment report.
Well, it's always an easy day when you're on Tuesday. I thought you wanted to do Thursdays.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thursdays. Yeah, a week from today. Oh my God, I know Tuesday you're busy with the.
Are you sure you're getting sleep?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the Grant Lampton.
Are you sure you know that nighttime is the right time?
Oh, definitely. I've
Good.
been going to bed like 8 o'clock last couple of days.
8 o'clock?
Yeah, I mean, I may get up at 3 o'clock, but it's just 7 hours sleep.
Oh, wow. You get up at 3?
Well, sometimes, but tonight I'm going to try to force myself.
What do
to
you
go back.
what do you have? Some farm work to do?
Yeah.
You gotta.
When you go to bed at 8, you know.
Till the fields and milk the cows.
Well,
What are you doing?
You got no cable on. You got no.
You got farmer's
the phone's
hours.
shut off, and you got the radio off. So
Your phone's been shut off. Why don't you pay
no,
the bill?
No, I shut it off at night.
Oh, right.
I recommend doing that for
Yes.
for the battery.
I understand. You should listen. You should fall asleep listening to my show and my dulcet tones. Put you right to sleep
Yeah.
as you feel so
Well,
very
tonight
relaxed.
I'll see if I can force myself to at least get up at 4. So.
I do see clients for insomnia. The number one thing that I see clients for is smoking cessation, but I do see clients for insomnia, basic phobias,
I'm
stress,
going to a
anxiety.
sleep doctor on the 30th.
Oh,
so-
you are?
Oh, yeah. I made a point like 4 months ago.
What's the doctor's name? Dr. Sleep?
I don't know.
See what I did there?
I don't know. I know some people
Isn't that a movie?
end up going to a place where they follow your sleep all night. If I have to do that, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
They hook up to the machine there and they see what's wrong with your sleep.
What if they do weird stuff to you while you're asleep?
No.
Oh my God, what if they're secretly working with aliens? They get you to fall asleep finally, and then aliens come and abduct you.
I don't know if they do that, but I'm open to do anything.
You're open to being abducted by aliens if it means getting better sleep?
Oh, God.
You don't mind being abducted, probed, the whole deal, as long as you can get some extra Z's? Is that
I
what you're
haven't
saying?
yawned like this in days.
Because I think that's very open-minded of you. And you know what it shows me is that you're willing to do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, and I think that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my phone here, if you're having trouble with social media or all these notifications,
I think we all are.
about people dying, I shut off all notifications. The only thing I do.
By the way, can I just say, before you go any further, EZG, for anyone watching online, you look like you were casting a spell just now.
Yeah, true. I don't know why I'm doing this because radio's third of the mind.
Well, the thing you were doing with your other hand, you look like you were casting a spell on your phone. It's very strange.
If someone's not watching 97 on Facebook, me raising my phone isn't going to do anything. All it's saying is, last couple of days I figured out how to play the phone a little bit and shut off all the notifications. So I don't really need to know every 5 minutes, what's going on. Everybody's.
I need to know every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was getting to the point where it was getting monotonous. And it's good to just have less news in your head. Mm-hmm. And when you go to bed, you think, "Wow,
ignorance is bliss."
I didn't really know. I mean, it's good to know what's going on, but you don't really need to know what's going on. I shut off all the WMER emails. I shut off a lot of other emails, and sometimes I just shut the phone off and don't worry about the all the beeps. So when I turn it on, it's not like it's all anxiety filled. It's like, oh my God, all the news. I mean, some of it's not bad, but most of it is rotten news.
Mm-hmm.
Death updates and all the miscellaneous. So I won't repeat on the radio.
Well, generally, good news isn't news.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the way the media likes it, though. That's the jar, I guess. Bad news, unfortunately.
Well, that is bad news is the news. I mean, you can't build a newscast on hey, a bunch of stuff went right today.
Right. So what I do now is I don't even follow WMER on my phone anymore.
Do they know? Do they know you've rejected them?
To be honest with you, I don't think they really care. So
You're easy, G. I think they care.
I get my information now from exclusively on Manchester Inkley with Karen Robideau and Andy. I sent her. I think I sent her an email about that. It's like, yeah, I get my news from you guys now. I mean, you girls and boys.
Did she write back?
She did not.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? Do you think she's ignoring you?
No, I sent her a message yesterday, but it's nothing we could discuss on the radio because it's Manchester stuff. So.
She might see you as competition.
No.
You with your entertainment report, her with Manchester Inklink.
I'll tell you after that because we don't talk Manchester
we
politics.
We do not talk local Manchester
I'll
politics.
tell you after the show.
You know why? You know why we don't talk local Manchester politics on the show? Well, there's several reasons. Not the least of which is I like to shower when I get up in the morning. I don't want to have to take a second one after the show. You know what I mean?
Good point.
I'll tell you. Gets a little dicey.
I know sometimes.
Gets a little grimy.
Sometimes Hoppy likes to throw in a couple
He'll
tidbits
throw
here
in
and there.
he'll
You
throw in
have
a
to tell
couple
him,
things.
well, you don't really talk about.
And then I give him
politics.
the laser eyes.
He can't help himself, you know. He's a good guy. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh, we love John Hopwood.
sometimes he can't help himself.
Not as much as Braden Russell necessarily, or Brandon from Portland, but we do love John Hopwood.
Yeah, he's been on a couple times over the last couple weeks, so it's good for all his fans out there.
Now, I also want to mention, and I do want to say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat in a moment, but I also want to mention, Eric, before we go any further, today, and those of you watching online can see, I'm wearing my Goldenrod shirt, and you are wearing your Creamland shirt.
And we didn't talk about this earlier.
We did not, but longtime listeners of the show know why that's relevant and significant. Newer listeners are lost on it, and we won't bother explaining the whole thing.
I commend you, though. The other day, I heard a whole new replay of old shows. It was all about Texas Mike.
Oh, the best of Texas
That
Mike.
was really good.
Well, for those who don't know, every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. here at WMNH, it's the best of Matt Connarton. We have like 30 different episodes of them. I do need to produce some new ones, but they're in a rotation. And I try to give a different theme to each best of, and one of them is, in fact, yes, the best of Texas Mike.
That's the first time I heard that one.
Oh, really? Yeah, good.
Has that been on the air before?
Oh, good, man. Maybe I don't need to make some new ones yet. Oh, yeah. No, they've all played before.
Oh, that one I must have missed.
You must have.
Because now my radio now, unless I put the other station on to listen to the Fisher Cats or other sports, or I like this guy Dave Ramsey, who's a real positive guy, talks about Jesus and money, and other than that, I don't put the other station on because it's all talk about bad news. And I mean, once in a while I might turn on to see what's going on with some news here and there, like a 2-minute update, or I listen to the weather, what's going on with the weather and blah blah blah.
Jesus and Money would be a good name for a band.
But as far as all those other talk shows I listen to, but it's all, it's all conspiracy theories. It's all we hate Biden. We love Trump, and food buckets, and it just makes you go nuts.
Well, you've just kind of summed up modern conservative talk radio.
Yeah, I just don't listen to it anymore. I think I'm better off.
Yeah. Well, why? I mean, it's the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I've been listening to it for decades, and it's like finally just shut it off.
Yeah, good for you.
And I feel a lot better.
And you do, yes. They say, too, getting away from social media is really good for you.
Oh, yeah, because the first couple of days I really, here I go, my phone again. First couple of days I really blew it, but the last couple of days I try to keep myself to an hour of Facebook, so our day, so.
By the way, Rocky Huber is in the chat, and he says EZG is the Creamland pooper, LOL. Is that true?
Oh, my God, I heard that one the other day. It was funny. Of course, I think that one of the all-time bloopers was not really a blooper, but you didn't see it coming, was my old boss, Nicole, called.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, were you surprised.
That was a surprise. We did not expect that.
Because she's a very busy lady. She's got 3 kids. She runs that Creamland. She works like 80 hours a week. And
yeah.
I mean, next month it's going to be wrapping up. And I joked with her a lot. I was there working there. I said, well, the show wraps. I mean, the show. Creamland wraps up. And, well, you must be nothing going on. She goes, Eric, I got 3 kids. Oh, whoops. Didn't mention that again.
Right. You wouldn't think of that because you have no children.
Oh, I think it's the best for
Did you
everybody.
almost just slip and acknowledge that you have a child somewhere?
No.
Because that's what that sounded like just now.
I remember the time I posted on Facebook, the time Rocky called me out that I'm going to the Celtics game with my child.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh, my God. If Rocky's listening, he remembers.
Did you ever want children?
To be honest with you, I kind of went back and forth, but I think in the long run, it all worked out in God's plan, because when I broke up with my wife, it would have been a big mess.
Uh-huh.
So it all worked out.
So you don't regret not having a bunch of little easy G's,
no.
A bunch of little G's running around?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, just
I think it's for the best.
Good, because there's nothing more expensive than regret.
Oh, yeah, because like I said, I got to work on my own
but
mental health.
You still could, men can reproduce well into our 70s.
No, I'm all set.
We don't have the same biological clock that women do.
I think I'm all set with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As you remember, long-time listeners, I don't really have a lot of luck with the ladies.
Right. Why do you think that is, Eric? I mean, you're kind, you're sincere, you've got the rippling muscles. I mean, we all know you're pharmaceutically enhanced, but that's okay.
I don't know. It's a good question.
What do we need to set you up with somebody? Maybe we could have a segment.
Well, I know Texas Mike has a lot of good luck with the ladies.
Now, why don't you just steal one of his ladies?
I know both
harem.
I know both of his ladies, but I don't think they would be interested. Nothing against his ladies, but I know both of them.
You know both of them, and you believe that.
I don't know them very well, but I know.
But
of
you
them.
know both of them. You know them well enough to know that neither of them would be interested in you, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Now that's Eric. That's your problem right there. I know exactly what your problem is, and I know how to fix it.
Well, I know.
You need confidence.
I know one of his ladies. I know one of her sisters, and we seem to get along halfway decent. But she's a lot younger than me, so.
Why? How old is she?
Well, I'm guessing this other lady. I'm not gonna mention her name, but one of his girlfriends has a sister.
Yeah.
And I see her all the time. So.
Right. But how old is she? You said she's too young.
Oh, but she must be about 25 or 26. She's
All
a
right.
lot younger.
How old are you?
53.
So the rule, as I understand it, is half your age plus 7.
Yeah.
So
I'm not interested in her.
Yeah,
I'm just friendly with her.
That wouldn't work. I'm not even good at math, but no, that
I
wouldn't
know her for
work.
a while.
Right, yeah. But you wouldn't say no.
I probably would.
I don't
I don't think she would ever ask. So.
I don't think you would though.
Oh boy.
You need confidence, Easy G. You're a star. You got to remember that.
Right now, I had to focus on myself right now before I get involved with any situation with a girlfriend. So I have to focus on me.
Right.
All eyes on me.
Oh, all eyes on you, huh? Well, look at you. Now that's the confidence we like. All eyes on Easy G.
No, meaning I have to focus on my own mental health.
Oh, well, you said all eyes on me. I took that to mean you wanted.
Years ago, this friend of mine says, you know what? He said, a young adult retreat days, he said, take a little time to smell the roses. And then he said, gotta be, I think it was the same guy. He said, you gotta be careful sometimes. Because, yeah, I said it wasn't a young adult. I think it was Garcia Altrea. This guy said, don't, or was it either a guy or a girl? He said, don't worry about your, don't worry about your garden. Don't worry about don't worry about someone else's garden. Worry about your own garden. And then someone says, be careful too, because when you think the grass is greener on the other side, sometimes it's cesspools.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Well, there is an expression: the grass is always greener over the cesspool.
Right, because that Dave Ramsey was talking about that. Daughter, okay. I think I read the book about that. Is you always think the guy across the street is rich because he has an expensive car and expensive house, but you don't know he's $100,000 in debt for his fake life. So don't worry about what that guy's doing. Worry about your own.
Well, I do think that's good advice, actually.
Yeah, I read a book about that. His daughter's a big-time seller of books.
Whose daughter?
I forget her name. Dave Ramsey's daughter.
Oh, maybe you could date her. How old is she?
Wow, I think she's married. You ever heard of that guy, Dave Ramsey?
You ever see any of the statistics on marital infidelity?
True, but you ever heard that guy, Dave Ramsey?
Yes, no, I'm familiar with Dave Ramsey.
He's filthy rich, but believe it or not, years ago he lost all his money. So
he, from what I understand, he believes that you should carry zero debt.
Yes.
He believes that you should have no debt in your life at all.
A friend of mine has no debt, and he bought a car recently. He needed a new car, paid it in cash.
Wow.
I don't know many people like that. The car dealership said, yeah, we'll take your money. And it's fairly easy. They don't take your money, and there's no loan. But there you go.
Uh-huh. Where does your friend live, and what time does he usually get home? And do you know if he has security cameras up, or what? What's his story there? Well, we'll talk about that off air. I'm just thinking I'd like to meet him.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone wears a face mask these days.
Yeah, well, he doesn't anymore.
Dirk Don says Easy G won't have a dynasty like Texas Mike will. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, you won't have you won't have anyone to carry on the Easy G name.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. It's kind of how I feel. My my sister Amy, I have 2 half sisters. My sister Amy has 2 kids, and my sister Lindsay is pregnant, and it's like, okay, y'all got that covered. I don't need to reproduce.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at the. I don't know why I keep watching it, because, well, my friend always says, once Catholic, always Catholic, and I got. Of course, I limit myself to be one per day. Yeah,
one denomination per day.
Well, maybe 1 or 2 YouTube videos of this lady. She likes to. She's big into the Catholic faith. Mm-hmm. She's a big Catholic family. She has 5 kids. So she tries to, she does her own YouTube. I think you can make a lot of money being on YouTube, believe it or not.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
she's got her own YouTube subscription, and,
Yep.
and I don't know why, but I just find her life fascinating.
A lot of Catholics have a lot of children. You know why?
Because that's the way they do it in the Catholic faith.
It comes down to 2 words: rhythm, method. Give us a
Right.
call if you'd like to enter the discussion. 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007. I do want to say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Wayne Noel is a top fan all the way from Michigan, says afternoon all. Scott Robinson, arguably, you have to use the restroom? All right. You do drink a lot of water, and that's good. I'm glad. All right. Well, while Easy G does that, I'll finish saying hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Scott Robinson says, wait a minute, fellow Connartonites. Are we getting a special entertainment report? Wasn't supposed to be until next week. Now, as we discussed, Eric is going to hold off on that. But you are, Scott, I would say you are arguably Eric's biggest fan. The Honorable Heidi Hamer is in the Facebook live chat, says, afternoon, peoples. Looks like another great entertaining report will be on the agenda for today's show. No, again, I'm very sorry, Heidi. That will be next week. Rocky Huber is in the chat and says, Easy G in the house. Dirk Don says, can someone explain the Eggman bit? Well, okay, I can help you with that, Dirk. We do have a lot of new listeners, obviously, that we've accrued over the years. So it is good to, let's see. Let's forget what it's called in the computer, the file. Oh, here it is. So this is where Egg on Your Face originated, Dirk.
Let's take this call. Just because they keep calling. so good morning.
Oh, hello, guys.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, it's 10 hours to the taste, and I still don't have my ticket for Rhonda.
You know what? I'm really not in the mood for that today, Eric. So I'm going to tell you what. You already have a ticket, so I'm sorry I didn't get the ticket. If I get another one, come see me tonight. But you already have a ticket. There's other people out there like Terry Trainer that doesn't have a ticket.
I don't have a ticket.
No, I didn't say. I said I would try. I said
egg on my face.
I'm going to tell you. You don't have egg on your face. I'm going to tell you what. You should be grateful that you have one ticket. All right, kid? Do you understand me? You're calling for free stuff. We take care of you all the time. I tried to get the ticket. I couldn't do it. I've been very busy. So don't worry about you having egg on your face, Eric. That's being a little selfish.
So there you go. That's where where that came from. Oh, and Easy G is back. Perfect timing. Johnny Dingleberry is in the Facebook live chat and says, yep, I was kidnapped last year from June 5th until June 19th, 2020. The cops come and kidnapped me from my home. No warrants, no 911 calls. Yep, I'm about to be the richest MF. I had to self-edit that a little bit. In the world, my story is so true. I have my medical records to prove it. Interested in the story of a lifetime? Call me, 843-637-0049. Terry James, Minter, South Carolina. I am 100% disabled wheelchair vet. This is the story of the century, no S. Wow. Easy G, would you mind calling that gentleman for me? I don't know if I can get to it, but maybe you could call him. He gave his phone number.
I think it might be a Pinocchio story in the wrong number.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we kind of... Stacey Lawton is in the chat room and says, God bless you, Easy G.
Oh, wow.
She says, God bless you. I think that's nice.
Hey, I got a question. A couple years ago, you had tried to figure it out. I was around 4 a.m. I put a message in with Peter White morning show page.
I like 4 a.m. The nighttime is the right time.
Somebody got into the station again, and they had the FU and the N word again, and then the song disappeared. Somebody. It usually happens like 3, 4 in the morning. I asked you that a couple years ago, and you said, well, it's easier at night to dip into a station and take it over for like one song and then leave.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Are you sure? Are you sure you discussed that with me and not just Peter? Because I don't remember this.
Oh, maybe I haven't discussed it with you, but how you're a smart guy. How did they do that?
I don't know.
They hijacked the station for like one song, and it was really bad. All the swears, the N-word.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah, all swears.
I don't know.
Ones you can't say on this radio. What do we call that? FM state radio.
I don't know about that specifically, but I do know there have been a couple of times here in Manchester where, because I'm a radio nerd, I like to put on the FM dial and
Right.
scan and see what I can find that might be
This
interesting.
is the second time I heard that rotten song on 95.3 at like 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh, I don't know. But I've had a couple of instances where I'll hit scan and I'll land on a frequency where there isn't usually a station, and I'll hear hip hop music with all the swears in it. And it's like somebody around here has been operating a pirate radio station.
Yeah.
And maybe they were operating it on the same frequency as here.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
And that's why you
I
heard
was
that.
half awake when trying to wake up and I say, "Oh my god!"
Because I've heard that on a different frequency where I'll hear it and then the station gets staticky again. This other station that I'm hearing.
Yeah, it was funny. It was just that one song, and then it was back to normal. It was very, very weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I alerted Peter. And I don't know if I don't know what he can do about it, but
Yeah.
maybe you can tell the Suits. I don't know.
Yeah.
I expect the Suits will be interested in a story like that.
Scott Robinson is asking about that shirt that you brought, Easy G. He says, "I'm a 4X. Will it fit me?" I don't think so.
Oh, that wrestler? No, definitely
Yeah.
won't.
Now, Eric Street is a top fan in the chat room, and Eric says, "Here's a tip to better sleep. Listen to Crazy Joe's videos.
Oh,
I
God.
tried it, and I was getting drowsy in no time. Have you tried that, Easy G?
No, I unfriended him.
Maybe you just need a real New Yorker to help you get to sleep. He's a real New Yorker. Did you know that about him?
Less of Crazy Joe is better.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the Crazy Joe.
I was at the beginning, but not anymore. I unfriended him.
You in the beginning you liked him.
This for a couple seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have dedicated a report to him, believe it or not.
What turned you? Was it the racism and the anti-Semitism and the
Oh, yeah,
homophobia
definitely,
and the
yeah.
transphobia
Yeah, it was just
and the
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, too much.
Yes.
Too much negativity.
Stacey Lawton says, "Easy G for president. Have you considered running for the presidency?"
No,
Easy
but
G?
I did vote for that fool that came in here and barged into the station.
Oh yes, Stephen Comley Sr.
I have a feeling that he probably won't be seeing him anymore in the station after
Yeah,
that incident. I don't know. Just a guess.
that sounded a little ominous, Easy G, the way you said that. I have a feeling you won't be seeing him anymore. Did you do something to him?
No, but he made a real, what himself when he barged in here.
I haven't seen him lately. Let's see. Stacey Lawton says, "Have you heard about Joe Rogan getting COVID and taking a boatload of crazy unapproved drugs?" Yes, I actually shared something out about that last
Really?
night on the Matt Connarton Unleashed page. Yeah, Rogan, he doesn't believe in getting vaccinated, and he made this video
Oh.
talking about how he did get diagnosed with COVID and was taking ivermectin and a bunch of other stuff, and after a couple of days, he feels great. Because he's clearly completely unconcerned with how it might affect other people or who else he might spread it to. So he's just downplaying it. Nothing in the video about, hey, everyone stay safe or be careful. This is real. Nothing about that. Just, yeah, I got sick. I got COVID. So I took ivermectin. I took this. I took that. And, I had one bad day, but now I feel great.
Oh,
and
wow.
just, life goes on.
Well, that's why I don't listen to Clyde Lewis anymore because he's an anti-vaxxer, anti-vaccine,
Yeah.
conspiracy theory. You won't believe what he has to say. So don't need to listen to him anymore.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, bye-bye.
I'm not surprised by any of that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
That's why he's on from 10 to 1 a.m. I don't think he would get allowed to. I don't think he'd be allowed to say that stuff at an earlier time. But again, who knows?
By the way, Abigail Jem is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Abigail. Tom Blanchard is asking, Eric, did you ever try counting sheep?
No, it never really worked. Good idea, though.
Scott Robinson says, the hell with this talk. Entertainment report now. Ooh, he's getting very demanding.
Wow.
Maybe,
Wow, he is very
maybe
demanding.
you could give him a little morsel. Do you know of any Amanda McCarthy tour dates coming up off the
No,
top
but
of your head?
I give it a little. Oh yeah, I was on the Robin Savito show last Friday,
Yes.
and I think I was already I checked this music on a while. He said, "Why don't you check out this lady Hunter? You ever heard of her?"
I've interviewed her several times.
No way.
Yeah, she's been on this show. She's been on another show that I do. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And that's one of those things where her name is Hunter, but also the name of the band is Hunter.
Oh okay.
She's in a band called Hunter. But,
Right.
but I think she does some solo work as well.
So anyways, I reached out to her and asked her if I could promote her stuff, and she said yes. So,
Oh, you could be her new Svengali.
right, and she's already been on your show. How long ago was that? A while back.
It's been at least a year.
Oh wow.
But I think she was on Rob's show.
Oh yeah, she has many
maybe
times.
more recently.
Yeah, here we go. So you got a new, got a thing coming out this Sunday. I showed it on my page here. Oh, no, it's not working.
Oh boy! If only you had a tablet. You ever think about getting a tablet?
No.
Hmm.
Try to.
Well, you did think about it
try
recently,
this again.
though.
It's bad radio. I'm not saying anything.
I know for a fact.
Oh,
you
here we go.
thought
It's
about it
working now.
recently. Yeah.
This Sunday, Hunter live at the Milliard. Not here though. Milliard Brewery in Nashua, 4 to 6.
Oh, very good.
If you listen to some good, I listened to some of her YouTube videos earlier. Wow, she's really good.
She's got a great voice.
So she's been on your show more than once.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
How'd that happen?
How'd that happen?
She could reach out to you.
I don't even remember. The first time was a long time ago, like probably a decade ago.
Really? It's been singing that long? Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, she's young, but they started young. Yeah. Oh yeah. They've been at it for a long time.
Andrew McCarthy started young too. When I met her, she was only 17 or 18.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think she was 17 because her birthday's this month.
Think she must have been about 17.
Yeah.
So
So there you go, Hunter. Got her gig out there.
Very good. Well done, Easy G.
So there's your little tiblet of entertainment.
A little tiblet. We like a tiblet of info.
Yeah.
DJ Midas is in the Facebook live chat. Midas, of course, a new father, speaking of parenthood.
Yeah.
And, of course, the host of Late Night Delight, which you can hear every Saturday night from 12 midnight all the way to 4 a.m. with a replay on Sunday if you miss it. Midas does a great job. Johnny Dingleberry says, and he runs into the bulldozer end to end. That must be when he was abducted by aliens, perhaps, or something. I'm not sure. He also says, maybe I will call. My story will take about a couple of hours. So when y'all ready, let me know. Well, it's already, we're already halfway through the show. He also says, my name is Mardaharaya Zuzamapayan. Nailed it. I'm on Facebook. No one in the world's ever heard of my name and where on this earth, so Google my name. My human name is Terry James Minter. Oh, I see. So Johnny Dingleberry is himself an alien, it sounds like. And his human name is Terry James Minter. Are you familiar with Terry James Minter there, Easy G?
No, I think this whole story about him is foolish.
I think you should find a way to work it into your entertainment report.
No, I don't think so.
Mary LeMay joins us in the Facebook live chat.
Hey, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Oh my God.
Oh, my goodness.
It's crazy.
I know. Well, really, it's just Mary.
Yeah, I just can't stop yawning for some reason.
I know, right? Tom Blanchard says Afghanistan is unnerving. I think Tom is referring to earlier when you were talking about shutting off the news. And Tom says they don't tell us what's really going on over there.
Afghanistan, you mean?
Afghanistan, yeah. Scott Robinson also says Dave Ramsey is very good with the financials and a very smart man.
Yes, he is.
Oh, wow. And we have a call, and then we'll after this, we'll go to break. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Oh, Matthew, it's your nemesis.
My nemesis?
Yes.
Which one? I have several. Nemesis being the plural.
Well, I mean, who calls you Matthew?
My mother would call me Matthew whenever I was in trouble.
So you don't mind if I address you as Matthew?
I don't mind at all. Am I in trouble?
No.
Oh, good.
Not at all.
Easy G has taken off his headphones.
I'm more in trouble than you are, believe me.
Okay.
I just want to ask a question. What is the population of New Hampshire? Is it what I've been saying on my social media page that New Hampshire is about 99.9% white, or is it more like 80% white or 85% white? The whole state itself. What would be the demographic of New Hampshire in that situation?
Well, you asked two different questions. So you asked about the population, or population, as you said, which I believe is about.
I didn't say the population because I'm a New Yorker. You
Sure.
can't understand me.
Right.
I understand that.
So I believe that's about 1.4 million. As far as how the demographics break down, I'm not sure. We are a very white state, but no.
Would you say it's about 85%, 90%?
Maybe 85. I mean, we're certainly more more ethnically diverse than we used to be, as people have moved in from other places over the years. Definitely
Right.
more so when I was a kid. Manchester is pretty ethnically diverse.
Yeah, I know, because you said there was an incident once a couple months ago across the street from the studio. Somebody was, I don't know, engaged in some kind of violent act or something like that.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with us being ethnically diverse. I see plenty of.
Well, you said people are moving into the area that New Hampshire's becoming more diverse. So obviously, a small minority population is starting to invade New Hampshire, right?
No, I would not characterize it that way at all. I certainly wouldn't use the word invade.
Well, I know you're very liberal. What my point of
I'm
this
just not
question
racist.
was, I forgot what the point was.
Matthew. Oh, I'm
Making
sorry.
me
I
look bad.
thought you were trying to remember
I have a
my
brain
name.
fart. I've been getting those a lot lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think dementia is slowly setting in. But
Yeah,
I
would
guess the point of the question was
try some ivermectin.
Well, go ahead.
I said try some ivermectin.
Yeah, right. What I'm saying is, we've had discussions on the social media and everything, off the air and this and that. What I want to know is, what do you know personally about black culture and your homeboys over there that have a problem with me? Because obviously I had a problem with you, but I don't. You do things with humor, and I kind of I do the same thing too. I don't, especially when I'm on your show. I have a lot of respect for your show and my conduct. But what I wanted to know is, what do you know about black culture? I mean, other than the fact that you sort of embrace it, you defend it, you're very liberal in your viewpoint. So how do you know about the black experience? Because I did ask you that on social media, and I never got a definitive answer from you.
Well, as a white person, I don't know about the black experience. I'm not black.
Okay. So, all right. Well, I happen to know a little bit more about the black experience because I was part of that experience. I had the music, so I'm just not into the culture today. That's all. But I was a big fan of the 60s and the 70s, probably before you were born, in that era, especially the 60s and all the great, fantastic Motown and soul music and jazz. So I just want to clarify, that if you become angry with me and you call me racist, you can't do that because you have no experience in the black experience like I do. So you can't call me racist. I just make comments about the rap culture, which I don't appreciate. To me, that's not music. It's garbage compared to what the proud black man did back in the 60s, the 50s. You follow what I'm saying, or you're going to disagree? Or you and your audience are going to disagree on that with me, too?
My
They're
audience.
very young and inexperienced in life.
I have a diverse audience, and they're free to draw whatever conclusions they want to.
Right.
I certainly
but
don't.
I mean, your audience are mostly young people like yourselves, and you just don't know the real black experience that I experienced, and my my fellow people of our age. I mean, there is a age difference, and people shouldn't be calling people names if they don't understand, like my culture and the way I grew up. Okay, so in other words, Matt, in about 15 or 20 years from now, when you become even older, you're going to talk about this generation. And then somebody's going to say, well, it was in my generation. Do you follow what I'm trying to say?
I probably won't do that. I've actually made a conscious decision to never be the guy who sits around going, back in my day, everything was so much better, and today everything is so terrible. If I live to be 100 years old, I refuse to ever be that guy. I
understand that, Matt, and I try to be that. Believe it or not, I try to have that philosophy.
Oh.
But the music today is so horrible. I mean, one of your guys said, well, what's Joe talking about? There's no rock and roll. There's the Foo Fighters. They're the worst band I ever heard in my life. They suck. they're repetitive on certain songs. You call that rock and roll? I mean, listen, when you guys listen to my show, you're going to hear what real music is, and everybody's
What's
going to
your
fall
show?
in love with it because it's the greatest rock and roll of all
You
time,
have a show?
and it's ageless, you know. And it's also they have a saying, something old is something new. But I think a lot of your culture there, even though you said you wouldn't do that, and I agree with you, but yet you're not willing to accept the greatest rock and roll music of all time. That you keep telling me I'm stuck in the 70s, which is a bunch of BS.
It's got nothing to do, Joe. I think you've mashed a bunch of things together in your mind. Let me clarify something. None of that, calling you racist or anything, none of that has anything to do with music. You can like whatever kind of music you want to like from whatever era you want to like, and if you don't like rap music, that doesn't make you racist. That just means you don't like rap music. Everyone likes what they like. They don't like what they don't like. It's got nothing to do with that. It has more to do with in your videos, you use ethnic slurs against black Americans, against Jews, all kinds of people.
That's not
true
true because I don't know if one of my buddies called up from the West Coast who probably could, I think he graduated from Bard College, a very high-end college here in New York, and he's Jewish, and he's my friend. And on social media, where our boy Charlie there, was monitoring. She's a regular person that discovered me about maybe 2 years ago, and she's a friend of mine, and she's Jewish. No, what I did was to take a shot at you for not helping me and not being considerate of my learning disability, which I didn't tell you about. So you're not a mind reader, but still you could have, worked something out with me. So it was to take shots at you and your girlfriend. It wasn't about me being anti-Semitic. For Christ's sake, I went to Jewish camp. So what are you talking about? You don't know my life, bro, and neither does your audience. Like, you're the guys that take shots at me, like arrogant media. It's a proper title for this. He's arrogant and he's dumb. He doesn't know anything about me and my culture. New York City, it's almost impossible to be racist. I've lived with all kinds of nationalities. I did it to take a shot at you and to hurt you because you hurt me, and that's the bottom line. So you can continue to call me this racist and all this stuff, but you're 100% wrong, Matt. You're 100% wrong, and I like to think of you as a fair and square guy. But obviously you misunderstand things, and then you just hop on it, and you're not willing to let it go when the source is telling you it's not true. Go ahead.
What am I not letting go? I don't
continue to trash me on social media with your boyfriends, and the thing with the Ku Klux Klan thing with the arrogant media putting
that's not even me
my
doing
head
that.
of my picture
How am I
on the Ku Klux Klan, which is a total violation of human rights and dignity.
Human
rights. And I thought it was funny,
Yeah.
But then when I think about it, it's not funny. But it's okay. Listen. You're spreading rumors. You and your boyfriends are spreading rumors that are not true, and you won't let it go. I told you I'm not anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
I told you I'm not racist. I'm far from racist, for Christ's sake. I had a surrogate father that was black. The only reason I talk about the African-American the way I did was because of the rap music that represents violence, represents thuggism, okay? You know what you need to do, Matt, to really understand where I'm coming from in your audience and the people who hate me? Go download the Channel 7 Eyewitness News app and watch the news and all the shootings and all the violence which is perpetuated by the black man and woman, and tell me if I'm still a racist person. Then tell me. But look at it every day. Chicago, for Christ's sake, had about thousands of shootings over the last couple years. Tell me if I'm racist then, okay? Is that fair enough? That you people watch the Chicago news and watch the New York City news? See, you people live in a fantasy world. I think that's your whole problem. You and your audience, and your friends, not all your audience, because there's probably some smart people out there. And I don't mean to down Matt's audience, because I do have respect for Matt's show. He is established. He does a terrestrial radio show. He has IPM Nation. I respect the hell out of Matt. For anybody out there who doesn't think I do, I really do. But Matt's got it wrong, and his choice friends have it wrong. They're not in touch with reality. They're into this liberal, leftist attitude that is like, oh, we should love everybody. Well, if we lived in a perfect world, why not? I believe in loving everybody, but that's not true, and we are not, and I repeat, we are not all created equal.
Oh, okay. Joe.
And I do like you, Matt. I mean, look, you've treated me nicely. You say you use humor. So just, anyway, I just want to, because I don't get a chance to really talk to you, like this. And I know you love it. And I know the station loves it. And I know your ratings go through the roof when I'm there.
Through
but go
the
ahead.
roof.
I like you to respond to what I just said before, because I thought I was doing like Billy Graham. I was rolling, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot there. I think that, discussions about demographics and crime and, all the socioeconomic and sociopolitical discussions and all of that are perfectly fine and valid to have. And I'm certainly not someone who, if I'm having a conversation with someone who maybe has a more conservative viewpoint about those things, I'm not someone who immediately jumps up and says, you're racist for thinking that or wanting to look at that way. That's not me. The problem, Joe, is, in your videos, you use ethnic slurs. I mean, that's the thing.
Like I said, it's my opinion. Mm-hmm. This is America. Under the First Amendment rights, I have freedom of speech, and I know the black culture better than you and your audience, better than all your friends. I'm from New York City. I'm the real deal. And you people don't know nothing about New York City. So this is why you keep accusing me of being racist, because the only racist that if it sounds like I am, in reality it's not. It's about the rap culture, and it's about the reverse discrimination that's been going on with all these black people on TV, and all of a sudden the white person is left hanging, and he's not on TV as much. I mean, this is like the woke culture. This is like the politically correct culture that you can't offend people now. That's what I was trying to say on my videos with the black culture, that it's getting to be like politically correct here. And look, if they were a good culture, as I said before in your show several months ago, if they were like the Italians, if they were like the Irish and the German, and they behave themselves and they don't go out there rioting and burning, property when they get pissed off, they burn down buildings and they riot and they do all kinds of violent things. And, they've had a history for 400 years. There's a lot, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great black people out there, because I love the music, I love the culture, I like the way they do sports and everything like that. They are superior to the white man when it comes to basketball and football, and that's not being racist.
No, I mean...
that is the truth. One of the reporters for CBS News got fired. His name was Jimmy the Greek. This is way before you people's time.
I remember that.
And he meant it as a compliment, but it got turned into a racist thing, and he got fired from his job.
No, look, Joe,
I'm entitled to my opinion, and I know life better than you people do. I'm 64. By the way, stop telling people I'm 79, dummy.
Oh, sorry. I'm not good at math, but no, I take your point, Joe. I mean, the rioting and the violence. I mean, I remember watching television on January 6th, what was happening at the Capitol and all those black people. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. That was, never mind. Maybe that's a poor example, but yeah, I'm with you. Look, Joe.
I'm just not racist. The bottom line is, no matter how I express it, I could express it like 50,000 ways. I think I could do that because of my superior brain and superior intellect. Mm-hmm. And you know why? Because the only college, look, I didn't go to regular school. This is why I have a slight learning disability. I don't write well. I don't spell well. I mean, obviously, you know that.
Yes.
But I have a degree from the University of the Streets of New York City, and that makes me superior. That gives me a master's degree in life.
Oh.
And when I tell you that I'm not racist, buddy, you could take it any way you want. Your audience could take it any way they want.
Oh, they do.
You have been polluting the audience against me. This was supposed to be a relationship that you and I were supposed to have so we could, build up your website, to build up WMNH's thing. But I guess you guys just like being in your own little world of Andy Griffin, because sometimes your show reminds me of the Andy Griffin show.
Yeah. Well, I do like to think of EZG as kind of a Don Knotts figure. But, there's a lot of racist talk in your videos, Joe. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, I understand that, Matt,
well,
but it's
okay,
not...
you understand that.
In other words, it's not the real deal. That's all I'm saying.
Well, can I give you some advice that I know you won't take? But
I'll listen.
If you want anyone to ever have any association with you professionally, you should go back and delete every video where you've used a racial slur and just start over. Because when I first met you, I saw potential in you. I saw potential in the Crazy Joe persona. But then, as soon as something went sideways, we're watching videos where you're attacking Jenny with all this anti-Semitic stuff, and then next thing you know, we're seeing a whole side of you that I didn't know was there, and I'm like, whoa! So you have poisoned the well. This is why no one will work with you. You poisoned your own well, Joe. And you can call it political correctness or wokeness, call it whatever you want. But in the year 2021, you cannot operate the way that you have chosen to operate and expect people to work with you or to take you seriously. And it's too bad. It's too bad because I did see something in you, but you poisoned the well. Does that make any sense? Did we lose you? I think we lost him. All right. Well, maybe he, what do you think, Eric? Maybe he went off to think about what I said to him?
I don't think he liked the advice to clunk.
Yeah.
I said a half an hour ago, he probably wouldn't. I wonder if I always like to say, you never know who's listening.
Right.
When he mentioned his name, I wonder if he said, it's time to call. I know if he called the morning show, Peter would never give him that long on the air.
Right.
Hasn't he called that show before, Peter White Morning Show?
I think he has. Well, we have a call. We'll grab this. Well, we'll see. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
That arrogant media guy, that name really suits him because he's arrogant.
You've heard that a time or two, haven't you?
Oh my God.
The
amount of times I hear that from people that think that that's actually a good jab. Like, I'm a blowhard on the internet, you idiot.
Right,
right. Of course. Like, why else would I pick this name?
It's a great name.
He'll never get it.
Yeah.
The guy's just not a nice guy. He doesn't understand that.
You know what is so funny, though, Dirk, is, and I mentioned this the other day on the show, is, he still thinks that, like, I set you and Charles and all these other people out to attack him. And I think he still doesn't realize the way that you and I met was because of him. It's not like you and I already knew each other and I had to call you for help, He doesn't get it.
Well, and we've told him that numerous times.
He'll never get it.
He doesn't listen.
Yeah.
Joe doesn't talk to people. He talks at people. Like, that's just the way it is with him.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking he has a miserable life.
Yeah. I don't think he's a happy guy. I think you're right, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Because if you don't act like that if you got a happy life. No.
I mean, I did say to Jenny one day, and this was in a moment of, I think, something resembling, because I am a very empathetic person. I said, there's a part of me that feels badly only in the sense that I would not want to be in his mind. Being trapped in his mind has to be hell. It has to be a very, very difficult existence.
It probably is, but I also think that he's very, I don't know about delusional, but very naive about how massive the entertainment industry is. Like, he brags about getting 500 hits on something. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, that's fine, bucko, but like that's small pickings compared to the majority of anyone that has a name for themselves online. It's just, I don't think he understands how small he actually is, and thinking that he's making your ratings go through the roof, as he puts it. Like how much of an effect does that actually have?
Well, it's funny too, because I don't know if you've noticed this, but sometimes he'll just make up, just out of whole cloth, he'll start making up numbers. He'll be like, I called in, I don't really do a Crazy Joe impression, but he'll be like, I called into Matt's show and his ratings went up 25%. And Charles Richardson, his ratings went up 35%. And he just makes the stuff up out of whole cloth. It's so bizarre. And I wonder, does he really believe that? Like, is he manufacturing this information in his mind and then believing that it's true? Is he schizophrenic?
He might be.
What's going on there? Yeah, maybe he is. I don't know.
But
it's like an Alex Jones situation where, like, you don't know if Alex Jones really believes everything that he's saying or not. But you also don't know if he's actually making it up or not.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my theory about Alex Jones is that he's basically playing a character. What were you had something, EZG, you wanted to say?
Yeah, he seems to call a lot of times when I'm here. I don't know if you recognize that.
Oh, well, maybe he wants you to be his. Maybe he wants you to help him.
Maybe he does listen before he calls, because I know some of the people that are on this show have unfortunately, have a real hatred towards him, and they would just. I don't like to mention anybody's name, but you know what I'm talking about. And maybe he does listen a few minutes before he calls and make sure there's nobody in the room that really hates him, because he wouldn't be calling in.
Yeah, that's true. Like, he won't call when Jenny's here, because I think he's intimidated
by
her.
What if he would call up if Mike Doyle was sitting at this desk? Oh. I don't think Doyle would put up with that BS.
Probably not. Yeah.
I think he just calls when I'm here because he knows he can just talk to you.
Yeah.
Because he knows I got really nothing to say to him.
Yeah.
At this point, he doesn't get it.
I don't know. Do you think anything I said to him, Dirk? Do you think anything I said to him might have gotten through at all? Probably not, huh?
No.
I don't think anything is really going to settle into that 79-year-old old fart brain of his.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is he 79? Is he 81? I'm not sure. But either way, no, he's not going to listen. He doesn't really treat discussion like it's a two-way street.
Yeah. In my opinion, he doesn't look a day over 75.
Yeah. I don't think he looks a day under 70 either.
I'm thinking he has no friends. He's probably spoiled all that friendship if he had any.
Yeah, I think he drives people away.
So I'm thinking he has no friends.
And I think there's something in him. Psychologically that does that intentionally. I think he intentionally drives people away, because when he had that complete meltdown on me, it was like, because he and I were kind of working together. Again, this was before I knew about all the anti-Semitism and all that, which if you use those words, that's what you are, even though he won't accept that. But, he had that meltdown on me that just kind of came out of nowhere. And I just felt like, okay, he's someone who self-sabotages on purpose because he's driven to, for whatever reason. Maybe he's afraid of success. Maybe he's afraid of anyone taking him seriously, which, like I said, I did for a very brief period of time, but I don't know. You know what else was interesting, Dirk, when he said to me, because he did say something he's never said before, when he said that he was taking all these shots at Jenny and I because he was trying to hurt me, because he felt that I had hurt him and he was trying to hurt me. And I wanted to ask him, but then he just kind of kept going. I didn't get a chance to ask him is why he thought that anything he said would hurt me. Like, there's nothing he could say that would actually hurt me. Like, I'm not hurt by the words of Crazy Joe. I don't know. Like, it's like, dude, if you're trying to hurt my feelings, you got to try harder than that. Just insulting me is, I don't take anything that happens in this forum personally ever. I don't know why he thought he could hurt me, but whatever.
Well, it's God. How do I compare this? He doesn't, like, he knows how to talk. He knows how to make words come out of his mouth, but he doesn't know how to expand on anything that he's saying. We've been living rent free in his brain for the past couple months, and it's the same thing that he talks about on every Facebook stream that he does.
Yeah, he's
repeating himself like a broken record, and I don't think he has much else to do besides this Crazy Joe thing, thing that he's doing.
Yeah.
If I was his age, like, I don't know. I feel like I would be working on projects. I'd be trying to keep myself busy. I don't understand how he's not bored by repeating himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it is all, I meant what I said to him. I saw potential in him when I first met him. Again, that was before I knew the other side of the guy. But because I think the Crazy Joe persona, if you remove, which now you can't because it's out there, but if you can remove all the bigotry, all of that, I think the persona actually has potential. But like I said, he poisoned the well, and I don't know if that got through to him or not. Probably not, but yeah, I tried.
I don't think he has it. I don't think he has the it.
Yeah.
Even if you remove the racism and anti-Semitism, like in the sexism, you and I have both seen the clip of Crazy Joe doing his rant. That looked like it was done by someone he hired.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to that? Because Jenny and I watched that, and we were like, this guy, with a little bit of production, he had some potential. But what did you think?
I think he comes across as the guy who believes that he's special and believes he has something unique to say that doesn't actually have it. I think that what he says is repeated by so many other boomers that I've had to listen to. I don't care if I have to talk to a machine to get something I need done. I don't necessarily need to be talking to a real life person in customer service. Like, that's what he was ranting about.
Right.
And what he doesn't understand is that this is the future we kind of chose here with automation. And if you we put people in customer service and they get abused by the customers. So you don't think that's going to happen eventually? I'm sorry, but you're not living in real life.
Right.
He doesn't have anything actually to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. And now that you mention that, if that whoever he was working with on that videos, if that had continued and there were more videos, it probably wouldn't go very far because he would just run out of things. You know what actually would probably happen, Dirk, and I hadn't thought of it this way until you said what you said just now. It probably would have been just like his Crazy Joe Video Chronicles, where every video would just be kind of a repetition of the previous video, and it would get old very, very quickly. So
yeah. It would. I know there's like always like that guy who thinks that if I could get on some sort of like radio program, I'd be able to talk about all these like truths of power or speaking all these things that's like on everybody's mind, but they don't know how much they are part of that dime a dozen kind of scenario.
Right.
They don't get it.
Well, he does think he's the next Howard Stern.
That's why I unfriended him. So no more Crazy Joe updates on my page.
Yeah, you were done with him, huh?
Oh, wow. A couple weeks ago, yeah.
I still can't look away. It's the train wreck that I still can't I can't quite give it up. I just can't quite quit. But
yeah, it just keeps giving. One thing I want to mention, and I'll go here, but do you know about the 1350 argument?
I have heard of it, and I saw your comment in the chat room, but maybe you could expand on it because I can't quite recall exactly what that is.
Okay. So the argument is that despite being only 13% of the population, the black population commits 50% of the crime.
Okay.
So
wow.
That is an argument that is used to argue for race realism, and it is very commonly used by people that will claim to not be racist, that will claim to believe that races should be separated and live amongst their own kind, as Crazy Joe puts it. It is used by the likes of Richard Spencer and numerous other people that are labeled as alt-right. If people catch Joe saying this kind of thing, they have to call it out. Doesn't matter if he changes the numbers on it. It's the skeleton of that. It's the structure of that argument. Mm-hmm. If you catch it, call it out.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, born racism, that's something you learn.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. Yeah.
Nobody's born with that.
No,
That hatred.
racism is a product of evolution, and that's why we're always going to have to work on it. It is always going to exist, sometimes in different forms, but it is a product of how humans evolve to protect themselves. Doesn't mean that it's right. The way it worked is that hey, okay, you are different from me, so I'm going to separate myself in order to have some form of self-preservation. That's really where it all stems from, but it turned into harmful abuse.
Right.
And you have to work around it.
I do. I know you have to go, Dirk, and we do have to wrap up soon. But I am curious. While we're having the discussion, do you agree with me that it gets better with every generation? And I don't just mean, obviously we've come a long way from slavery and then from separate water fountains and all of that and segregated schools, and we still have a long way to go in some areas. But I just mean in the sense of, I feel like every generation is just less racist, and because as people become just more and more used to diversity and used to being born into a world where people who don't look alike are right out of the chute are intermingled with other people who don't all look alike. I mean, I think, and by the way, too, and Crazy Joe will hate hearing this, but I would even credit some of that to hip hop. Because I think, hip hop is consumed by more white kids than anybody else. And I think, I'm in my 40s, and, growing up in the 80s, I feel like my generation in particular, all my white friends and I growing up, we were listening to metal, but we also started listening to hip hop and a lot of these black artists. And I think that had a positive effect. But I think in the macro sense, I think it gets better with every generation. What do you think?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. I think that there's a lot with this kind of thing. This is a bit of a complex problem.
Yeah.
But we do like to feel like racism gets, or the problem of it gets better every generation. But you know about the term social justice warrior, right?
Oh, of course, yes. I've been called one once or twice. In fact, I don't think I am, but I've been called that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a term that has been beaten to death and overused, mostly by the right.
Yes.
And then you got the people from the left who think, oh, hell yeah, I'm a social justice warrior, which is the most tone deaf kind of thing you can say.
Right.
Because what it actually means is that you think that you advocate for the rights of other people, but your actions actually make things worse. So that's where the term social justice warrior comes from. It's somebody who is so radicalized that they end up doing things that actually make it worse for everybody, especially the people that they're trying to defend.
Yeah, and there's a lot of examples of that. Absolutely.
Yep. And a lot of those examples are further perpetuating racism, whether it's safe spaces for people that are under a certain race, for example. And I hate that it is this way, but like there's certain music that actually is anti-white. Like there are people that believe that black people should not be race mixing with white people, and that's coming from people from, I don't want to say the black community because I don't really believe in race, but
same.
Like you have black separatists or black segregationists. It just happens, and it comes from misinformation. It comes from all kinds of horrific ideas that need to be stomped out, and you have to do what you can to do that. But does it get better? I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I mean, I'm an optimist by nature, but we should sometime when we have more time, I would love for you and I to, whether it be on this show or your podcast or in whatever forum, I think it would be fascinating to revisit the topic in depth. I would love to do that with you, but But I know you've got to go, and we've got to start to wrap up. There's another live show after us. But Dirk, thank you so much for the call, my friend. Always wonderful to hear from you.
Absolutely. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
All right, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, toodles.
All right, bye-bye.
Toodles.
All right, that was the great Dirk Don from Arrogant Media. Please, I was just going to say, please make sure you subscribe to the Arrogant Media YouTube channel. They do a lot of great content, including the Super Arrogant Bros or Super Arrogant Brothers. It's written as BROS period. Podcast and some other content as well. And Dirk is part of Matt Connarton Unleashed. He records a weekly album review for us, which we do every Wednesday, midpoint in the show. So, but yes, Dirk is one of the wonderful people that we've met because of Crazy Joe. I didn't know Dirk before Crazy Joe because Crazy Joe thinks Dirk and I were friends prior, and that I somehow sicked him on Crazy Joe. That's not the case. We met Dirk because of Crazy Joe, and we're that's a positive thing about meeting Crazy Joe.
What does Tuddles mean?
Met some other good people.
What does Tuddles mean?
Tuddles?
Yeah.
No, he said Toodles.
What does Toodles mean?
It's just a way of saying goodbye.
Oh, well.
Toodles
So we're gonna see what happens.
Or Toodaloo.
Next time I appear on the show, I'm not gonna. If Crazy Joe's listening, next time I'm here, we'll see if he calls.
Oh, yes.
I've got in my brain now that it's happened more than once. So it's not a coincidence.
Right.
That he is. You always say, right? I never know who's listening.
That's right.
And we haven't mentioned his name, and a few minutes later, hello?
By the way, Melanie Fox is in the chat room, and she says regarding the racism question, it doesn't get better, it gets different. Which there's a lot to unpack on the issue, but Melanie, I think I know what you mean. I think I have an idea at least of what you mean, but I do want to do a deep dive on the issue with Dirk. I am an optimist, and I do genuinely believe it gets better. But I also think Melanie is right. It does get different, and in some ways, and God knows we've had some setbacks along the way with it too, of course. All right, this will have to be our last call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Yeah, this is your co-host. I'm mentally retarded. I'm in the bathroom.
What?
This is your co-host over there.
Oh, I don't have a co-host.
I forgot my own name because I'm mentally retarded. But you have a nice day, and like Crazy Joe calls him, I'll be ready with my mental retardation.
All right. Well, that's I think that was Crazy Joe. It's all right, Easy G. I hung up. It's interesting.
That was very unpleasant.
Well, it was sad because it wasn't.
He went after me now.
What's that?
He went after me now.
Yeah, but don't let it bother you.
Oh, I'm not gonna let it bother me, but it's crazy.
It's just sad. Like it was so like he was trying so hard to be funny, and it was so not funny.
He said the R word, didn't he?
Yeah, and it's just
that's not acceptable anymore. It never has been, but
well, yeah, and sometimes I would normally hit the dump button on it, but it was so lame. It like wasn't even offensive. It was just so. Like, I wasn't even offended by the word. I was too busy being offended by how unfunny it was.
It had to be him.
Oh, it was him. No, it was definitely him. But it was.
He tried to impersonate his name.
But the thing is, too,
his voice.
Like, he tries to hurt people with insults, but it's not, like, are you hurt by what he just did?
No, but.
Of course not.
The funny news is, when he was going on his rant, I took off my headphones.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear a word he had to say.
Yeah, you put him on the pay no mind list.
Right, because when I go home, go to bed, I don't hear any of his words that came through the show.
That's true.
Maybe you're better at this, putting it in a closet and don't think about it. But for me, I would have thought about it. All this craziness. I didn't want to hear. I don't want to deal with him anymore.
I'm just fascinated by this. It's like I said to Dirk too. I'm fascinated by this idea that he takes shots at people to try to get back at them and to hurt them. It's like.
That's the first time he's came after me. Wow.
There's nothing he's ever said.
I'm part of the club now, I guess.
There's nothing he can say about me that'll hurt me. I mean, I play his videos just to see what he's saying because, like I said, I can't look away from the train wreck. And it's like he says all this. And he likes to call me Matzo, Fatso, Ratso. Wow. And it's like, it's so dumb.
He's your arch enemy.
How can I bother? How can I even bother to be offended? It's so lame.
I didn't know you had any enemies.
Oh, I have. Dude, are you kidding me? There's a couple guys.
You're right.
Podcast who spent an entire hour
Good point.
of their show talking about what a terrible guy I am
I
and
unfriended them. I unfriended them.
how
too.
much they hate my show. By the way, one of them is looking for a new co-host. Maybe you should.
Yeah, I didn't know it was your co-host.
Huh?
I didn't know it was your co-host.
Crazy Joe. Yeah, referred to you as my co-host.
Wow.
I've never had an official co-host on the show.
Well, I guess I'm part of the club now. He came after me for
You're
the first
part of the
time.
club. Yep.
Wow.
Maybe he'll talk about you in his videos.
Well, I hope not, but I won't hear about it. But
yeah.
the funny news is, like I said, every time I'm here, not every time, but like I say, I know he must listen to it before, and he knows not to call when certain people are in the room.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
So maybe he won't call anymore when I'm here. You only hope.
Maybe.
I doubt it though.
Yeah.
Maybe he sees me as a soft target. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but you're not bothered by what he said.
No, but I don't want to hear it.
Just like I don't like he can say whatever he wants about me. It's like, okay, dude, like, is that supposed to hurt my feelings? Like, and the matzo fatso ratso thing is especially weird because like I'm not even like, do I look fat to you? Like I'm not even over. I'm 175 pounds, but he's always talking about how fat I am. It's like,
I'm just thinking
okay.
he has no friends.
No, I think you're right.
There's reasons why. Because he's just not a nice guy.
I think you're right. I think he drives everybody away.
If he's still listening, you're not a nice guy.
Oh, he's listening. Trust me, he's listening.
True.
All right. Well, we are going to begin to wrap up because we do have another live show coming up here at WMNH, the Weekly Dion, hosted by Ben Dion and his father, Daryl Dion. Yeah. They will be coming up live at 6 p.m. right here. Also, if you are interested, if you want more of me, you can have more of me. I will be on from 6 to 7 p.m. on the Dr. Kevin Show. It is the first Thursday of every month. So after I leave here, I will be calling in. I'll do what Easy G likes to do. I'll wave my cell phone around.
Yeah.
I'll be calling.
Well, that made a lot of sense, didn't it?
No, that's fine. I'll be calling in as I do every the first Thursday of the month to the Dr. Kevin Show, and we will be discussing politics. You can listen to that on the OM Times Radio Network. That's omtimes.com/IOM, and we'll be doing that. And
I got a quick question.
Yes.
Does it ever come to a point where you're not going to accept his phone calls anymore?
I don't know. I mean, I don't mind taking his calls. I mean, I like, whatever. I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe next time I talk to him, he'll say, Matt, you said something that sunk in. I mean, probably not, but I don't mind.
It's funny because he'll go a long time without calling. And all of a sudden he'll call.
Oh yeah. It gets to a point where he just can't help himself.
I know one time he called, it was on the air like for an hour. After eventually he said, hey, I'm going to hang up.
Yeah, that was
ridiculous.
I remember that. Well, that was when I was really trying to get through to him.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point, on the racism stuff, and I remember there was a particular moment where I thought maybe I had gotten through to him a tiny bit, but then it turned out to be all for naught. But hey, look, he can hate rap music all he wants to. That doesn't make him racist. Not, whatever. I don't care what he likes for music. None of that makes him racist at all. But he uses ethnic slurs on his show. Like he's even used a variation of the N-word. I mean, I'm sorry, dude, but that's clearly racist. And the anti-Semitism and the homophobia and oh my God.
Is it possible that he could have been playing a song on the radio the other day at 4 a.m.?
No, that wasn't him.
Yeah, I guess he probably can't figure that out to do that.
The dude can't even figure out how to email someone an MP3.
Well, that's right. He don't have any friends, so I was going to say he had a friend to do it, but he doesn't have any. So.
Right.
Unfortunately.
That is correct, sir. All right, we got to go. Easy G, always a pleasure, my friend.
I think he's burned too many bridges.
Yes. Well, he always finds another bridge to burn. Just when you think he has none left. Yeah. All right.
Oh, boy.
We're going to go. Eric, thank you so much. And
crazy show.
Yes. And if you miss any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org, or you can go to my website, mattconnarton.com, and find it there. And don't forget our wonderful sponsor, the Hop Knot, right across the street in the Brady Sullivan Plaza. And other than that, I will talk at y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.